This old cart that featured in my container growing or planting earlier on in the season has been magnificent through the summer, and now the pansies and violas are suffering through a lack of moisture, and they've come to the end of their time, or have they? This is where I give them a second chance. To see what happens next, follow the video. I'm now going to cut the foliage back hard, and then once we get a little bit more moisture on them, those will regenerate, regrow and reflower a little bit later on in the season. You can always fill the other spaces in with something that's colourful at the moment, and then these will then eventually take back over from them. Hopefully you can see there I've cut those back to about 25mm from the soil level, and then the new greenery will shoot back from there once it gets a little bit more moisture. So I've now cut these pansies and violas back very hard. So there's probably about 25 to 50mm left on them. Some have got some little leaves starting to shoot through, but as I say, with a bit of moisture on them, they'll come back to their fantastic selves soon. This is what I've cut off, so don't be frightened to be ruthless, even if some of the flowers still look good. Just take them all away, and then they'll regenerate and they'll come back better than ever. But don't forget to feed the soil, particularly in the containers, with some slow release granular fertiliser, something of that ilk. There are still some holes left by the where I planted the old primroses earlier in one of my planting videos, and you could always put into these spaces some temporary plants to give a bit of colour while the pansies and violas come back up again. Perseverance pays off, because the little pansies and violas that looked as if they were just dead stumps are now regenerating and already starting to come back into flower. So those will now push up into nice flowers. As I said earlier on in the video, whilst you're waiting for them to come on, you can always plant some more plants in those little gaps there where the little pansy seeds have actually decided to seed themselves, you see. Where are we? Look at that. There's the pansy. There's a little hole we left for another. Took our old plants out from the spring primroses, and it's now